TokyoBill Weekly Update. Stories around Japan of interest to me, TokyoBill. Today is October 25th, 2025. Remains of a young girl were returned to her family last week, following an investigation by Miyagi Prefectural Police after their discovery in 2023. 6-year-old Natsuse Yamane went missing during the 2011 Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. A construction company performing seaside cleaning work discovered a jawbone which finally led to the identification of Natsuse using mitochondrial DNA testing and tooth analysis. Her mother, Chiyumi, and father, Tomonori, who had been searching beaches and temporary morgues since she was lost, claimed her remains at the police station on Thursday, offering their tearful thanks for reuniting them with their daughter. Police in the village of Konohe, Iwate Prefecture, wrongfully arrested a foreign farm worker for not having his passport, despite his having a valid residence card. Non-Japanese are required to carry identification on their person at all times, but those with a valid residence card are not required to carry their passport. The farm worker was invited to a police station for an undisclosed reason, and after realizing the man did not have his passport with him, the officer placed him under arrest. Later, however, a detention facility officer discovered the worker's residence card in his belongings. The man was held for over 5 hours before being released late that night. The police did not reveal his nationality or age, but confirmed they apologized to him. Great. A total of 150 men named Hirokazu Tanaka gathered in Tokyo's Shibuya district on Saturday to try and set a world record for the largest gathering of people with the same full name, but did not succeed. The current record is held by 256 people named Milica Jovanovic in Serbia. The Tanakas had the record in 2022 with 178 individuals. Participants must stay in one spot for 5 minutes, and names with different kanji that sound the same are accepted, verified by IDs. When the Guinness official announced the attempt was unsuccessful, the crowd sighed collectively. The effort was proposed by one particular Hirokazu Tanaka, 56, who started searching for others with his name after a baseball player with the same name inspired him in 1994. Japan is set to launch its first space-based solar power satellite, Ohi-sama, in 2025. The satellite will orbit 400 kilometers above Earth, collect sunlight, convert it into microwaves, and beam that energy back to a small antenna array on the ground. The project aims to provide continuous, renewable power anywhere on the planet, day or night, rain or shine. The satellite will carry a 2-square-meter solar panel and weigh about 400 pounds. The test is designed to validate the accuracy of orbital to ground microwave targeting and the efficiency of wireless energy reception on Earth. Japan is keen to find new energy sources due to its reliance on imported fuel, limited space for solar solutions, and reluctance to expand nuclear energy options. The Japanese government plans to increase various fees and taxes for foreign nationals, including airport departure taxes, visa processing fees, and a new pre-entry screening charge. Officials argue that Japan's current fees are low internationally and aim to use the extra revenue to reduce airport congestion and improve screening. Finding ways to pay for social programs like free high school tuition without new taxes makes targeting tourists politically attractive. The departure tax, currently 1,000 yen, may rise, while visa fees have not changed since 1978. Additionally, the government is reviewing residency fees. There are also discussions within the ruling party about ending tax-free shopping for foreign visitors, although some advise caution to avoid harming international relations. Sanae Takaichi was elected as Japan's first female prime minister, backed by the Liberal Democratic Party and its new coalition party, the Japan Innovation Party. Despite not having a majority in the House of Representatives, the hawkish Takaichi secured her position after the opposition failed to present a joint candidate. She is forming her cabinet, considering appointing Satsuki Katayama as finance minister, among others, to emphasize women's roles in key leadership. Takaichi won significant votes in both chambers of parliament, but as her coalition lacks a majority in the upper house, she'll need to work carefully with partners to pass bills. Takaichi's government aims to project unity and renewal with notable cabinet choices. She plans to appoint her former leadership rivals Shinjiro Koizumi as defense minister and Toshimitsu Motegi as foreign minister. Office supply retailer Ascool is the latest Japanese company interrupted by a ransomware attack. Taking place over the weekend, the attack disrupted operations for major retailers that depend on Ascool's logistics, including Muji, Loft, and Seibu. This has led to the suspension of all new orders, user registrations, and existing shipments across its e-commerce sites. The company is investigating the extent of the damage and possible leaks of customer data. Muji stated that it is collaborating with Ascool to restore operations, but it is uncertain when that will happen. This ransomware incident is part of a worrying trend in Japan, cyber attacks having recently affected companies like drinks maker Asahi and delivery courier Sagawa Express. Billy Halloran, a New Zealand ultramarathoner living in Niigata, was attacked by a bear earlier this month during a recovery run in the mountain foothills. Coming across two bears, one charged Halloran, biting down on and breaking his arm. He underwent 36 hours of surgery, including a hip bone graft and plate inserts for his arm. Now recovering in the hospital, he is looking forward to 3 months of rehabilitation. Halloran is one of over 100 victims of bear attacks in Japan this year, including at least 7 killed. He pointed out that even wearing a bell to alert bears of his presence on the trail, running by noisy areas as he did next to water rapids can mask the sound. Hikers are advised to be cautious when in bear country. A recent incident involving a Japan Post delivery worker has triggered online debate about the line between discipline and abuse. The worker had accidentally damaged a vehicle when parking his motorcycle. His supervisor ordered him afterwards to do his rounds by bicycle for 2 weeks in this, the hottest summer on record, leaving him sweat-drenched and exhausted. Japan Post has denied the order was punishment, but it acknowledged the long period and failed to fully explain the reason for the switch in delivery method. Similar such orders have been issued at other post offices, and since the story came to light, Japan Post has banned the practice for employees involved in traffic accidents. But this incident underscores similar punitive treatment of employees in various industries in Japan. Tokyo's Shibuya ward has again announced strict measures for Halloween. The ward has imposed a permanent nighttime street drinking ban in effect from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. in key areas around Shibuya Station. They have further asked convenience stores to refrain from selling alcohol during those times. 125 private security guards and 90 ward employees are to manage foot traffic and ensure compliance with the ban on street drinking as well as smoking, all in order to effect a peaceful and orderly Halloween season. Shibuya Ward Mayor Ken Hasebe has made use of the term Meiwaku, nuisance, Halloween, as local residents and businesses have borne the brunt of hordes of Halloween revelers over the past several years. Growing pains, or rather the opposite condition, in the form of corporate downsizing, has encouraged companies and workers to make use of firms which assist people leave their jobs in an orderly, stress-free manner. However, Tokyo police have investigated one such firm, suspecting it of illegally sending clients to lawyers for a fee. The service is popular among young workers in Japan's tight job market, as it helps them resign without confrontation. However, Momori and its parent company Albatross lack a legal license and can only communicate clients' resignation intentions. Japanese law prohibits unlicensed individuals from arranging legal negotiations for pay, including lawyer referrals. Albatross's president, Shinji Tanimoto, denied any wrongdoings, stating that everything is transparent and there is no money exchanged with lawyers. Tokyo police have arrested a Chinese man for his alleged involvement in a cheating scheme of TOEIC English language tests. Li Xiaobei is suspected of arranging for a university student, Wang Li-kun, to help with the cheating and paying him a reward. Wang was arrested and charged earlier this year for taking the test under a false name and apparently providing answers to other test takers using a mini microphone hidden in his face mask and smart glasses. Police suspected Li assisted Wang in the cheating plan without taking the test himself, as he called Wang multiple times during the test. It isn't known yet whether Li has confessed to the allegations. The samurai practice of calisthenics known as the rei-ho etiquette, vital for lower body strength, has been found to benefit modern health. Researchers from Tohoku University shows that practicing rei-ho movements like squatting and standing for just 5 minutes daily can improve leg muscle strength by over 25% in 3 months. This method helps prevent falls and muscle decline in older adults. The study divided 34 healthy adults into a training group that practiced rei-ho and a control group that continued everyday movement activities. Those who trained saw a 26% increase in muscle strength, while the control group increased only 2.5%. The study is published in the Tohoku Journal of Experimental Medicine. Bear attacks have made many headlines in recent months, but other animal incidents took place this week. On Wednesday, a deer struck an express train northeast of Tokyo, shattering 3 windows and injuring at least 5 passengers. None of the injuries were life-threatening. The train service was halted, leading to delays for other trains. Stones were also found inside the car, suggesting the deer jumped or fell from a hill beside the tracks. And the next day, 20 first graders and 2 adults were hospitalized after an attack by a swarm of hornets at an elementary school in western Tokyo. The nest was later discovered in the school gardens and removed. All victims were conscious when transported to the hospital. New Zealand is the latest country to consider Japan's upgraded Mogami-class stealth frigate, designated the 06 FFM, or the new FFM, as part of its fleet renewal plan. The strategy was revealed during a meeting in Tokyo this week between Royal New Zealand Navy Chief Rear Admiral Garen Golding and Japanese Defense Minister Gen Nakatani. The new FFM is seen as the leading option for New Zealand's next-generation frigate program and, as with Australia, could help New Zealand lower costs, improve training, and maintain interoperability. The new FFM will be 142 meters long and 17 meters beam, featuring an enhanced radar and 32-cell Mark 41 vertical launch system. The Japanese Marine Self-Defense Force plans to acquire 12 new FFMs, with the first 2 set to enter service in 2028. And in beer news, beer and spirits companies have been feeling a pinch as younger consumers are drinking less alcohol than older generations. For the low price of $1 billion US, Japan's Kirin Holdings is looking to offload its Kentucky bourbon brand, Four Roses, as it shifts focus from the struggling spirits market in favor of healthcare products. Kirin, which earns over $15 billion a year and has owned Four Roses since 2002, has seen a rise in its pharmaceutical revenue, making up 23% of its total income in 2024. The company has been consulting with investment giant UBS to gauge interest from potential buyers, with initial bids expected within weeks. That brings us to the end of news items for the week ending October 25th. These and other stories, and any local craft beer events going on around the Tokyo area, you can read at theTokyoBill.com, along with links to the original stories and my merch store. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.